It's Do Time with Pastor Steph.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Rise and shine. You're on with this Due Time with Pastor Steph. How are you this morning? That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. For this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. So, where were you yesterday? Yesterday was Wild Wednesday, and we had our girlfriend Vivian on with her socially conscious segment, and we talked about couples. After decades of divorce numbers going in the toilet, yes, we have an increase. We have gone from 10 million back in 2010 to 30 million. Yeah, I said it right. 30 million couples registered, married couples registered. That's a 40-year change. And, we understand that there's reason for celebration, but we also understand that we might have to check them numbers, because just because they might be married, that don't mean that everything is going well. And we will see that from day to day when we do our, news. But all in all, we do celebrate those who are married, those who are in, they in the fight, and they making sure they coming out on top. They're going to fuss and work. And I don't mean fuss with one another, but just work to get themselves together so that they can be just some real good source of connection in that relationship. We talked about Trump suspending the funding for Medicaid fraud right in the midst of a Long Island man who submitted over 6,000 fraudulent claims, stole over $2.5 million as he was doing some kind of craziness with the baby formula. And Trump believes that it has lowered. The numbers have lowered. They're not after so many people. Well, clearly, the funding needs to go into the Medicaid fraud, because we need to stop that 2.5 million. That's one man who managed to rip off $2.5 million out of the system. Well, nothing tops the 11-year-old boy from Long Island. That wild story Vivian brought to us yesterday, who has been diagnosed with autism, who packed his suitcase, booked an Uber, and made his way to JFK on his way to Japan. Now, the parents want to sue Uber because how did he let an 11-year-old make it to the airport by himself? We're not going to talk about our negligence, are we? How he managed to pack a bag, dial and get into that app to book an Uber to go to JFK, and was about to try to head up out of here. Accountability is the name of the game, and I'm seeing some serious lacking of accountability and taking ownership of our personal actions. That story just blew me away yesterday. You need to go back and listen to it. Vivian tells the initial story. We get to talking about all the craziness in that story. So that's how we spent our Wednesday. Well, today is Therapeutic Thursday, the day we talk about our health in every shape, form, and fashion, whether it's physical health, mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, financial health, whatever it is, we talk about it. And the Due Time crew knows how to get the job done. So come on, let's get that party started. Let's Go get that healthy breakfast. Go tell somebody, anybody, everybody that It's Due Time with Pastor Steph is on. And whatever you do, don't go anywhere because we will be right back.
Point in my life, I'm really at peace. I don't worry about the things that I can't control, and that is including people.
What got you there though? Because it took you a long time to get there. What got you there?
Work.
Therapy,
work, journaling, meditating, all that. It's real. And when you wake up and you start to realize you can emotionally regulate and you know who you are, you have nothing to prove, there's no better feeling. And by the way, you can tell because people are attracted to that because they can tell that that's how you feel. Peace attracts peace. Chaos attracts chaos. Ain't no way around that.
Good morning, and good morning again. Welcome back to It's Due Time with Pastor Steph, and it is Therapeutic Thursday. Yes, it is. By the grace of God, y'all, it's almost done. We're on the other side of the week. By the grace of God, He has kept us. We're almost done with this week. And this is our second day of the month of July. So time is moving on. Are you moving with the time? I sure hope so. Well, if you're in the room, come on. Give me a shout out. Let me know you're in the room. Remember, the only way I know you're in the room is if you shout out. Okay, I don't see it the way y'all see it. I don't have the visual the way, I don't get the little cues that so-and-so has joined us. Just say good morning. We got to check in from Ketty. Good morning, Ketty. Thank you so much for joining us. We got a check-in from a Cora. Good morning. Thank you for jumping in this morning. We have a check-in from our girl, a Lady Tamika. And we are saying good morning on this side of the screen, but in a moment, we will be talking and chatting with her. We have a check-in from Nazia. Jesus is the resurrection and the life. Hallelujah. Woo-wee. Thank God, because that's the only way we're making it these days. Thank you so much. Thank you. Teddy says, great PSA. Nazia says, when you wake up in the morning, you thank God for the breath of life. Absolutely. We're living in a world, but we are not of the world. So giving God thanks for all of that. We must say good morning to the ladies who just hold it down each and every day. Let's say good morning to Shantice. Good morning. And let's say good morning to Anika. Good morning, Anika. Thank you so much for joining us. These ladies are quick on the draw. Boy, we were going through some stupid tech problems this morning, but I was not at it alone. My girl was holding me down. So, if Miss Grace, if you're out there, good morning. Praying that you're doing well and hoping everything is going well for you. All righty. You know what we do first thing on a Thursday morning? We get that health tip. Oh, there she go. Good morning. We're talking about our health first thing this morning. Phlegm. Now, sleeping underneath these air conditioners, underneath these fans, you're going to get some congestion up in the head. You're going to get some congestion up in the up in the chest. And one of the most annoying things is that stupid phlegm. We ain't gonna make it. We ain't gonna make it without just getting those little tools to help us, avoid that. But it's annoying. You gotta stop every once in a while. All right. So, as always, we're talking about our food. our food. Yesterday we were talking about, some people chimed in and said, what, they can't breathe. They're having breathing problems and all this heat. So, this heat, even having air conditioners and fans, might bring you temporary relief. But if it's going to cause you a bunch of congestion and all kinds of stuff, then it's not going to be so, it's not going to be so fun. All righty. So we're talking about some at-home treatments, but food is the name of the game. We're talking about foods that break up that mucus and broth-based soups. That's the first thing on this list. All right. So drinking that hot bowl and hot cup of chicken soup, or just get that broth, it breaks down the mucus. They say that broths are rich in nutrients and can help to loosen the phlegm, and that will reduce the congestion that takes place. And when you have a cough, they say hot soup. Now remember, you're talking about broth base, so you're not going to get those with the heavy sauces. No, just some nice broth, seasoned well. Child, that's going to be some good stuff. And to know that it helps to break up phlegm, I'm sure that's making you smile. Clear liquids, all righty? Water, tea, things like that will definitely help to break up the mucus. They say that mucus congestion that's in your throat, lungs are always going to be there if you're going to be congested. It's byproduct of congestion, but the water and tea will help to prevent dehydration. Warm fluids can also soothe an irritated throat. So make sure you get that in your system if you've got some phlegm annoying you. So we're gonna go down. We're gonna play this memory game every once in a while. Y'all know what we do here. Pastor Steph starts to try to remember each and everything without going back. So how are we getting rid of phlegm? We're gonna get that broth, that chicken soup in our system. The broth primarily, okay? Then we're gonna get those clear liquids, tea and water, and warm fluids are going to be the key, okay? Omega-3 fatty acids. Wow. They say that omega-3 fatty acids are unsaturated fats that can help regulate the amount of inflammation in your body. And they say there's so much that has been found out in research as to how the omega-3 fatty acids affect mucus production. All righty. So those who have COPD, they say would benefit greatly from omega-3 items. We talk about this all the time. All the time. We've got that salmon, that mackerel, that sardines, and omega-3s. Just go take a look. Those are just the fish side of omega-3 fatty acids, but this is broad. It's not as narrow as you may think. So go ahead. You're trying to break up that phlegm. That was the third one, right? So we're going to get that chicken soup, primarily that broth. We're going to get that water and tea. We're going to try to get that hot cup of tea. Maybe not a cold cup of water, but a warm cup of water. It's room temperature. And we're going to go for those omega-3 fatty acids. All right. Fiber-rich foods are great. They say fruits, veggies, legumes, always on the list, y'all. Whole grains will help to keep the phlegm levels healthy, help to keep them down. Dietary fibers could decrease the phlegm, enhance immune function, and reduce the risk of COPD. So for those who were smokers, who are now suffering from the COPD, that's going to help you. That's going to help you. All righty. They say that there aren't a lot of vitamins known to reduce the mucus. Food is drink is the best way to go. Alrighty. They say that there is the flip side of that, the foods that will help to cause phlegm. Okay. Let's see what they got on this list. Will you stay still? Histamine rich foods. Alrighty. Those foods help to trigger mucus production. And those foods include high histamine foods, canned fish, spinach. They say some dairy such as buttermilk, flavored milk, sour cream, deli meats, hot dogs, jerky, and fermented products like yogurt, sauerkraut, and alcohol. So if you have mucus, you want to stay away from those foods. Okay? All righty. Chocolate. Another one that will add to the production of mucus. You want to stay away. They say because chocolate can weaken your upper and lower esophageal area. So that's not going to help move that mucus around. Okay? Next, we have coffee. Wow. Caffeine, they say, is another ingredient that will weaken your esophageal area, allow your stomach acid to back up into your esophagus and throat. This ain't gonna help with the phlegm. You're gonna have to definitely get rid of the coffee while you have phlegm. I hope you're not drinking that alcohol, so we ain't even going into that. Stay away from alcohol, period. Carbonated beverages, soda, seltzer. Yeah, it's not going to help with the phlegm at all. Highly processed foods. Okay, we're talking about that sausages, hot dogs, deli meats, bacon. That's not going to help with the phlegm at all. Okay, they say stay away from these items because they will trigger reflux and cause your phlegm to remain, not to go away. Fried food, chili powder or pepper, tomatoes, citrus fruit, peppermint, there's that fatty meat, bacon, and cheese. And we know dairy products are really bad when you have phlegm. They tell you from when babies, when you have your babies, you're taking them back and forth and they all congested, say don't give them milk because that does not help. So, hopefully that we, are sitting under these fans and, air conditioners that, we may become, affected adversely. And there are some things that you can do for it, and make sure you eat properly. Alex, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Alex is asking, am I a vegan? And the answer is no, I am not a vegan. All righty. Let's see what the news is talking about today. I don't know, y'all. This week, the news has been whack. It has been straight whack. But I thank God for my Due Time crew because they can make a conversation out of any and everything. So how blessed am I? All righty. Well, one of our first stories, this was kind of interesting. So let me just give it to you in a nutshell. So you have Lloyd Harrell, who has a large, nice Facebook friend list, and a lot of his Facebook friends are his older classmates, and they are, they always communicate. They, a lot of, and I have a class, my class of 84. They have their groups. They go out, blah 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 blah. They really keep in contact. Well, this group that Lloyd Harrell hangs with on social media, a lot of his, friends, they think very highly of him. And unfortunately, things began to shift when you have Cyrus Carmack's Belton's death, and he made a very unpleasant statement. And he showed on his Facebook page, he had a picture like a caricature up in a way, like a cartoon picture. And he had a family beside the grave of Cyrus Belton. And I think Cyrus Belton is the one who was killed by the owner of the store, the Asian owner. Yes. So his post went up, and underneath the post of the family kneeling beside Cyrus Belton's gravesite, he put up, "Dead black kids make the world a better place." His Facebook family is in an uproar now. And why are they in an uproar? Because a lot of them are black. And they are supposedly shocked that they would all be in this group from school. They know one another. They've laughed and, kicked up the heels together, and they're brothers and sisters. And he would post this. And there's a smaller side to that set that said stuff like, "I don't know why y'all surprised, because he was always like that. He was always like that." But most people are really hurt because they feel that they have befriended this guy who, they are black, he is white, and they say he has a biracial child. So why would you possibly post something like that? So I'm not going to say how I feel. I'm not going to say my thought. But what I will say is, there were some people that are saying, "Oh, he never showed me he had a problem with black people, but people change." There are others that have said he has always been this person. He's just showing more openly now. There's others that say, bruh used to be friends with many black folk. I don't see why he would ever post this. Someone else says, I can say I have never heard him say anything racist in high school, but that's messed up. So I want to know, if your friend posted this on their Facebook page, would it shift your friendship? And I'm putting friendship in quotes. I'm dying to know this. So I can't wait till a due time who comes on and we get to talking, and hopefully I'll get some feedback from those of you in this chat room. All right. All right. We are back to the lottery scammers, the sweepstakes scammers. This seems to be the thing these days, to just take all these poor people's money. Where's Vivian? A married couple here, girl. We've got Kerwin Kerr, 46, and Shauna Kerr, 44, both from St. Louis, Illinois. They were arrested on Tuesday. Oh boy, they are being charged with quite a bit because they had a nice little scam going on. So someone made a phone call they had a sting going. They put out or set up some type of Facebook page that, and I mean the authorities, they put out a Facebook page and they pretended to be a vulnerable woman, elderly woman who had a lot of money, who lived away from her family, blah blah blah. The pretty much the setup that the scammers look for, the profile that the scammers look for, they set this profile up. And lo and behold, they got a bite on their web. I know it sounds crazy, bite on their web. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So here's what they did. I want to be able to break this down because they really had a sting going on. All righty. So they reached out to this elderly person and they told them that their name was Kareem. And in order to get the sweepstakes, they had to give and pay $473,000 in fees and taxes in order to collect these winnings. So they told them, Kareem's my name, meet me at 10:30 a.m. on June 30th at this location. And you're going to use the code word, are y'all ready? Kareem. Where Tamika at? Girl, how your name Kareem? And the code word that you gonna use when you get there, they gonna use the word Kareem. I'm sorry. As much sense as this makes, it makes even less sense when I really, really think about it. We got to check in from Serge. Hey, Serge, good morning. So, lo and behold, Mr. Kerwin was the one to go collect the money. And he went, he identified himself, used the password code from the opposite side, Kareem. His name was Kareem. He took possession of the box of money and they took him into custody right then and there. Now, here's what they're saying is very different, because generally they've been warning us about the phone scams that have been done electronically. But this, they say, is one of the first, as these two people set this up and actually went physically to pick up the money. They subsequently arrested the wife because she was a part of the sting, and they are both going to jail for a very, very, very long time. Again, please don't fall for the okie doke. They are warning us again to definitely, if you get this kind of phone call, it is not true. There is no lottery winnings. There are no sweepstakes winnings that will require you to pay anything. If you're elderly and you want to trust it, but you just don't know, they say go get your family members, your trusted family members, to see whether this is true, because they are really preying on the elderly and they are wiping these people clean. All right. So, not only that, here's my suggestion. Ask your family members, did you get, I know we used to have to tell my mother all the time, oh my goodness, me and my sister, we have to tell my mother when she says, Stephanie, they called and said that they was some Social Security, and I had to give her, I said, what did you do? She said, I didn't say nothing. I said, listen, here's what you do. Hang up. Do not talk to them, because Social Security is not going to call you for anything. She used to come back and tell us, and me and my sister would be like, hang up. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. just hang up the phone and get rid of it right away. There's nothing. But she used to tell us when she used to get those phone calls. Now, at this time, they were not doing this level of scamming. They need to be ashamed of themselves. But it's out there, people. So ask your family members, do you get any erroneous phone calls? Blah, blah, blah. Help to alert them. Help to alert them. Help to alert them. Let them know. Take their phone number. Listen, when credit card companies call me, we get into the biggest arguments because I keep telling them, listen. Stop asking me for my address and the last four of my digits. Stop. I don't know who you are. And y'all have heard enough scamming going on with people's identity theft. People have experienced identity theft. Why you keep asking these questions? So I'm going to give you something today. Here's what I've established with my creditors. There's a password. Yep. And they do it. They called me yesterday. No, I called yesterday. And she said, please, can I have your first and last name? Because they catch the phone number. So that's another thing. When they ask you on your application for your phone number, put the primary phone number that you are going to be calling from. I only use my cell phone number. And what they will do is they will associate that account with that phone number. So this was one of the responses yesterday. They said, we have connected this phone number with an account. And then they gave the last four digits of the account number. And somebody live got on the phone and she said, please give me your first and last name. And then she said, okay, how can I help you? Wait, what's your password? It's like she almost missed it. And Pastor Steph almost forgot. And then I remembered, what do you do, Stephanie? There's something that you always associate. And I gave the password, and then she said, I see a hint. So they will, and I've had other creditors call me. You want to establish who I am? Don't ask me for my last four digits. Don't ask me for my address. Stop. Y'all ain't figured out nothing better than that. So here's what I've also done, and which is what led me to tell you this. Give me your phone number. I call back. Then what I do is I go to the website and match the number. That we're going to do as many checks and balances as possible. But do not call me asking, whoa, I have told you. I'm telling you, I have hung up. I have had them hang up. We have had battles over this. So please remind your elderly parents, your grandparents, aunties and uncles, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because they are really, now some people say, I ain't got no money for them to take. That's beside the point. Just check, just protect yourself. Serge says, why he look like the character Robert Downey Jr. played in Tropic Thunder. You know what, Serge? You need to be hanging out with Terrence this morning. So please, that's one of our caveats today. Put that password on your accounts. You can do it. You can do it. You know what? I'm going to stop right here with my news. I'm going to hit up my girl, Tamika. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am well, thank you. How are you this morning?
I'm spinning around in all this sun.
Girl, shut up.
We made another day. Hallelujah.
Shut up, you and your son. Oh my goodness. As you said, this is the day that the Lord has made. We are in it to rejoice. So giving God thanks for that. All right. So we have I am dying to know this, but because I want to talk about this for a little bit. So you have a classmate. Are you still in touch with some of your classmates?
Ironically, yes, even as far back as elementary school. A couple of months ago, someone put in a feed and started reaching out, and we have been meeting uh, every Thursday evening. Um, well, every other Thursday, which I love because I mean, we were kids, we started talking about things that have happened in our childhood and who has children, who's married, what they're doing. It was really beautiful.
Okay. Well, this group of high school classmates, you know, saw on one of their classmates' posts this joke and this meme about Cyrus Belton's death. And they have a headstone with a picture of him. They have the family, at the side of the grave, mourning. And he put in there as a caption, "Dead Black kids make the world a better place." Now, like I said, there's some people who were not shocked. The majority was very shocked. They were very hurt. They say he has a 9-year-old biracial son himself. Where would he possibly think that this was okay when you have a biracial child yourself? So your black kid being dead would make the world a better place. There are others that said, yo, he always been like this. Now he's just coming out more. What would you feel if you had this, you're excited about this childhood class mate thing and all sorts of stuff, and then all of a sudden somebody pop up with this? What would you feel? What would you say? How would you handle it? So let's talk about what you would feel.
Well, I would feel betrayed. You and I have communicated, especially considering, we might have been in each other's lives. I helped you raise your child, those type of things. Sometimes that does happen, with high schoolers. Sometimes you still engage, and then one of our classmates dies or loses a child, and this is something that you post. I would feel betrayed because I didn't see the signs, because I'm not going to say that you didn't present them. I just didn't see them at the time. I don't spend all of this time all the time, and then all of a sudden this pops up. It's not as though it wasn't there before. I just didn't see it. And that's the sad part about it. You have a biracial child that would make me think that, okay, you don't feel that way. Just the real you showed up.
Okay. How would you handle this friend? Would you still be friends and think it's just a lapse of judgment? Do you think that, you know what, I can't associate myself with somebody like this? Do you accept it, forgive them, and move on and just continue to interact with them? How would you go forward with this classmate friend?
That's not a lapse of judgment. You are literally expressing how you feel. And then my thing is, you didn't just say it about an adult. You said it about a kid. To me, that's even lower. I can't spend time with you. I can't, because what message am I sending? When I don't say anything, when I don't address it, when I don't come to you, when I don't confront it, that means that I condone it. Me not saying anything or me not acting on it clearly sends a sign that I agree. I do not agree with you. And I can't spend time with you. You and I can't be friends. You can't.
Okay. Where's Shantice? Let's see what she's got to say. Let's see if she agrees with you. Good morning.
How are you, ladies?
Morning.
Well, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you.
All right. So are you still in touch with some of your classmates?
A few. Yes.
Okay. So you're all in this Facebook group from, Nancy Drew High School, and y'all are, chatting back and forth, and you wake up one morning and you see this from him or a him. How do you feel, first of all?
Enraged, of course, because just you posting this at all, and then if someone was to take the time and go through your friends list and see my name up there, I'm gonna be real mad. And now you're posting this in our group, very intentionally done. You, as they say in the streets, you want the smoke, because there's no way you could think that you could post this anywhere, especially in a group that has Black people, whether they knew you or not, but especially with them knowing you, and there's not going to be an uprising. So this tells me that you're looking for conflict. I would be really mad and more than likely take myself out the group.
Okay.
After I say what I need to say.
Okay. All right. So you ended up saying, I'm coming about this whole group all together. Because why come out the group all together? It's only one infraction. It's only a person one person has said this. Why are you coming out the group? Why have you opted to do that?
Because unfortunately, this is showing that as much as we think we're all on the same page, we're here to keep in touch with each other, see how each other's doing. If we end up having an official or unofficial reunion, if only a few of us link up, if we want to make this to where as many of us can come together, we can. I don't want to be associated with you. I don't want to be associated with anyone, because see, now I'm gonna start looking and paying attention to who did comment versus who liked which comment. It's too much pressure in life right now. It's too much for me. Those are the things that I then start paying attention to, because Stephanie G versus Stephanie M. So Stephanie G may, comment and say, what? Why would you post this? And Stephanie M is silent. See, now I'm mad at Stephanie M. And see, this is too much. So let me just come up out of this. And the ones that I'm close enough with, where me and that person, or me and these people keep in touch with each other on a real personal one-on-one, like real text, real call each other. It's outside of the friendship group, in addition to the friendship Facebook group. But no, for me, it just becomes way too much pressure outside of that, because now I start analyzing everything and everyone within the group, because there's no way you could see this and not say anything. So your silence will start to help turning me off, in addition to the actual post.
Okay. We got Pastor KL in the room. Let's see what he has to say. Good morning.
Good morning, ladies. How y'all doing?
All right, thanks. How are you?
Morning.
Well.
Good. So you hear the scenario. Do you keep in touch with anyone from high school?
A few of them that's still alive. We old, so a few of them that's still alive.
I'm surprised somebody wants to be your friend still.
You know what? I still talk to you. We never went to the same high school.
People from high school might still want to talk to you, Pastor KL. But the loving, wonderful, right? I was just going to say the charming, popular one who probably walked around singing all over the place. I'm sure somebody still wants to keep in touch with you.
I went to a singing high school.
Yeah, you probably walking around partnering up in harmony with people. La 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 la. I can see you now. Oh my goodness. So if you are on Facebook, and let's just say for argument's sake, you have a little friends group from high school, and this popped up. He's put this out here. Dead. How did he say it? Let me see. Hold on. I want to get that verbiage right. Dead Black kids make the world a better place. How do you feel, first of all?
Well, I would be appalled by it. But two things. I think I'd be appalled because of course of what he said, and then I'd be more upset at myself because I never caught it. Because he didn't just turn this way, when we got old. He was this way. Racism is embedded in you. You know what I mean? So I think I'd be mad at the post, but I'd be more mad at myself. Just for an offsite, I had a landscaper who was great. I mean, he was great, and when the elections came, he said some stuff about Black folks. Now this landscaper is Black, but he said some stuff about Black folks about how dare us not vote for Trump and all this other stuff. So I fired him.
Okay. Now let me ask you, just to kind of flush this out, why did you fire him?
Because he was basically saying that we were the ignorant ones. We wanted to vote for somebody else, and Trump was the best, and he don't care what the Black folks are saying. We're ignorant. So if that's your mindset, we definitely are not the same person. So yeah, he had to go.
Okay. So I'm asking, at what point does cutting your? I'm not on either side. I'm asking because there might be somebody in this who might be hearing this in this room, who might be hearing this, or someone who hears it on the other side, the podcast side. So what they got to do with how you said he was a very good landscaper. So what they got to do with you cutting my grass? What they got to do with what does one have to do with the other?
Well, this is how I feel. If your mindset is one thing, just like with this guy, we thought he was someone else. He can snap or say something crazy at any time. Now you know where I live. You know what I mean? Now you have access to me. No. You gotta go. I don't want you nowhere around me.
Okay.
From cutting the grass to now trying to cut me in the house. Okay.
Hey. Trump had people at the wall.
Oh my goodness. Tamika, would you have fired him?
No, because you're there to cut my grass. We're not friends. We're not engaged. I pay you for a service. I don't really want to engage with you at that point. Just cut my grass. And when you finish cutting my grass, I'll pay you and we're gone.
Okay. Shantice, would you want him cutting your grass or doing anything for you?
Nah, you good. Go cut Trump supporter grass across the street.
Exactly.
But see, I don't underestimate nothing. I had a very a very disturbing interaction with someone last night that came left out of nowhere. And I'm assuming that's how it hit Pastor KL. Because it's like, wait, where did this come from? And see, Trump supporters are like the Beehive people, meaning the people who love Beyonce. It's like you love her or die. And that's how Trump supporters are. Love him or die. And unfortunately, that community has shown that they have a specific type of mentality towards anyone who does not support that person. So now it's like, oh, you're not a Trump supporter, you're immediately the enemy. It's like talking to certain people who have certain faiths, and they believe that a certain group of people are the enemy because their faith teaches them that if you're this nationality, you're the enemy, you're the devil. And it's like, wait, what? Why can't it just be, I want to vote for so and so, you want to vote for so and so, and even if we end up in a conversation, okay, we disagree and it's cool, but it's just like this venom that comes. Nah, you good, bro? Take your clippers over there, because I don't need you. I don't need you in the middle of clipping or with the machine, and you're like, wait a minute, Shantice don't like Trump. Kill her. No, we not gonna be on the shade room. And they were putting in the middle of him cutting, he heard voices that said kill her, and he already had the hedges in his hand. So when she went outside to throw it to go up, no, go over there. But unfortunately, because that's where we are in the world, you got to go. Listen, you a Trump supporter, right? He got a job for you. Me finding you ain't gonna take nothing from you. He got people lined up. No, go over there. Mm-mm.
So I was actually on the fence. I didn't know what I would do. And as I sat here and I listened to the three of you, something came across my head. So Pastor KL said that he felt that Black people were ignorant, and if we didn't vote for Trump, X, Y, and Z. So here's a couple questions I got. Who are you talking to? Did you really ever consider that I may not be a Trump supporter, and you are now talking to me about how you feel about me? You feel that I'm ignorant, blah, 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 blah. Now, I'm with Tamika, whereas, you know what? You here to cut the grass. Cut the grass, shut up, and go ahead about your business. Unfortunately, I do have to pay attention to your words. Why are you taking this ignorant person's money? Nah, we good. We good. I respect that. And I'm sorry that you are a great landscaper. But if you feel all this way about me, then you don't need to be here. You don't need my money. Why are you taking your money why are you taking the ignorant person's money? See, it then becomes that fine-tuned. That's why I said, when I started thinking about this thing, I was like, well, wait a minute. If he's got so much negativity in his heart, such as this guy, then I'm going to relieve you of having to deal with another ignorant person. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. I appreciate, your work, but Thursday will be your last day. And that's where we go with it. I don't think you want. Oh, how can I say this? I think that I need to let you know that I don't appreciate how you feel about me. Mm-hmm. To the degree that you are going to talk to me in my face and tell me how I'm ignorant. Because guess what? I am not a Trump supporter. So now I'm ignorant to you. So if I'm that deplorable to you, let me relieve you of having to deal with one more me. Mm-hmm. I'm not mad at you, but I'm going to help you go ahead about your business and get all the Trump supporters money, because you know what? Here's my thing. If you think I'm so ignorant, why you even want my money? So right. You use me for my money, but you think I'm ignorant? Bye. So now I am officially on that side of the fence. You could take your clippers, your hedges, and anything else, and you just go ahead. I'm not even thinking about the dangerous side of this thing here. That's not where my head goes, but I am thinking about your mentality and how you feel about me. And here's my thing. After a while, it just might become something that I need to be concerned about. Because see, like Shanti said, this stuff kind of festers and grows. And I don't want to be in my house and I come out and I got, all kinds of things, emblems in my lawn.
Right.
Emblems.
Right. Really? Now my lawn looks like by the White Stone, by the golf course, when it had the Trump outlined
words.
In the grass. Yeah, and no.
That's what I mean. I come out one day, and now instead of you just trimming my hedges is trimmed into a letter, or something because you done took it out on my little hedges. Because listen, people get like this. I have to agree. You see people like fester from this to this, and that's what these people are talking about. They're talking about we thought we knew him. Well, guess what? We thought we knew the who that man called again? Landscaper. We thought we knew him too. But my thing is, I think it was a very bad judgment call for you to express to another Black person how deplorable and ignorant you thought they were. I'm firing you just for that.
That's why I said the venom. Yeah, the venom is so ignorant that, like you said, Pastor Steph, you're not even considering the fact that I'm your employee.
Employer.
Wait, so they were...
The employer is the one that hires.
So the landscaper didn't work for KL.
Right, he's the employee. And
right,
KL, you said employee. KL is the employer.
I'm the employee, and I'm talking to you.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay, right. I got you. You're talking from that angle.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm the employee, and I'm not even thinking about that because the venom is so strong and it's so spontaneous. That's so spontaneous that I just start spewing out stuff. But I'm forgetting that I'm here working for you.
Mm-hmm.
And people who do those jobs got families back home, got families here that they need this work according to them.
Right.
They need every lawn that they cut. They rely on every client that they have, every employer that they have. They rely, well, I know I can, I got this money coming because hey, I gotta go cut this one. But because it's just so sharp and spontaneous, it don't matter where I am, what I'm doing. I could be at the benefit office, just getting ready to receive my benefits and start spewing stuff out at the decision maker because this is how I feel about this person.
But you know what? The other thing is too. Okay, so I always tell the story how I'm the only me on my block. The only me. Everybody else is like me. I'm the only me.
Okay.
So while doing my lawn, two of my neighbors attached themselves to him as well because he does a great job. And when they saw me stop, without even asking, one of my neighbors to my left asked me. I said, "Well, we just had differences." So just from hearing that, the other two stopped.
Wow.
So and with the other thing, as what Shantice was saying, people don't realize that in the South, this is a seasonal job.
Right.
If this is all you do. So you got to kind of save up your money for the winter, for the rainy day. And if you keep on losing people, especially the light-skinned folks, you know what I mean? Because, listen, the light-skinned folks were doing it all year round. Mm-hmm. But the brown and black folks, as soon as the grass stopped, they don't care about them leaves.
Right. Right.
So you hurt yourself really bad.
Yeah. But it's almost like you have a job that you punch a clock 9 to 5. And you walk up in there and you talking about the boss and his family. Do we really do that? So it needs to be the same concept. So this just goes to show how ignorant you were. So while you're claiming that others are ignorant, you are now proving your ignorance. And, in regards to the classmate, I believe I would step out too. Because my thing is, I'm not asking y'all to bow out. I'm not asking y'all to put him out. But if he's in here, I don't want to see any more of these, because here's the problem. And let's talk about this for a little bit. Here's the problem. Shantice gave a good scenario because Stephanie G may be the one who voices something. Stephanie M says nothing. What does that say about your post? Tamika, if nobody speaks up and everybody just expresses shock, or I wasn't that shocked, what does that do for the room?
This is what gets me about, and that's one of the things that I hate about social media. You know, and it's one of the things that I notice even in the chats that I have. I have a elementary chat, and like some of them are constant in the chat. Then you got some that don't look at it at all. And the fact that I don't know, did you not look at it? Did you feel the same way and just didn't choose to express it? You know, and I can't go on my assumption because I really clearly, honestly don't know. Stephanie M said one, right, and then Stephanie G said some, you know, didn't say anything else. So you know, the sad part about it is I'm left to my own emotions, which is one of the things that I do not like about group chats as a whole, because, you know, everybody doesn't respond. And so I'm left to my own devices when you don't respond. Did you feel the same way? Did you, I mean, was your emotion exactly the same way that I felt and you just chose not to say anything because there were so many people responding? I don't know. And that's a hardship there.
Why do you think it's important that a person responds? Or do you think it's important that people respond?
I think it is important, you know, because that way I know where you're at. Like in this chat that I'm in, I always respond, you know, even if it's something that I could care less about. You know, you're talking about, let's say, basketball, not necessarily the next game, but something else. And I'm like, I really don't care about it, but I'll put a thumbs up, you know, just to let them know that I saw the chat, you know. And if I feel, you know, sometimes I'll even say I'm not a basketball fan, but just acknowledging that something was placed there, you know. And everybody in that chat knows, even when we meet afterwards, they'll say, okay, Tamika's always constant, you know. And then when it also lets them know, okay, if I didn't respond, either I didn't see it, or that, you know, something, you know, but I always respond. So if I didn't respond, then that means basically pretty much I didn't see it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go with Pastor KL, who says, you know what Pastor Jeff would say, well, y'all know how I feel. That's how I can say about Shartice. You know, why is it important that we respond?
It's important that we understand that even though it's social media, we have a responsibility. We have certain obligations. And if I accept to be in this group, I was in one group, and this is why I hate getting thrown into groups as well. I was in one group. I just woke up and was in this group. And it was a family group. But I didn't say I want to be in this group chat. Y'all know I want to talk to y'all. Right? But okay. Put me in it. And one of them said something real out of order. And I just felt it was my duty to share my thoughts out loud. Since we're in a group, and since you felt compelled to put me in this group, now everybody gonna know how I feel about your ignorant post. I'm not hitting you up on the side. I'm not calling you or texting you. No, we gonna put, because now it's important that everyone else in this group knows how I feel before I take myself out the group. Because we have a responsibility. Because again, a lot of times we don't understand that our silence says a lot. Our silence says a whole lot. And it could be, I do understand that sometimes you may need a minute for maybe instances like that while you go on and read and you sitting over there like, oh, come on. Because now it's like, I have to now say something where I probably wouldn't even want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to have to get into this. I could be dead against it. Like seeing something like this. If I was in a group like this, I'm 1,000,000% against this. But come on, because now I have to say something, because my silence would be reading the exact opposite of what I stand for when it comes to this. So it's very important that we speak up, because we have an obligation to those who don't feel like they need to speak up, to those who want to speak up but may be intimidated to, may not feel like they have the words to say? And how many times have you been in a public forum and you've spoken up and someone is like, thank you, okay, because I didn't know how to say it, or I didn't want to be the only one on the other side. You know, a lot of, and the Bible talks to us about that, like speak up for the widows, speak up for this one, speak up for that one. A lot of times people want to say something, but they're too afraid, or they don't know how to articulate it, and it'll take you to be the one to be like, you know what, this just needs to get shut down, or this needs to be said. So it's really important that we speak up on these things, and we don't in our own corner feel like, well, out of the 50 people in this group, Mary know how I feel, so I ain't got to say. No, it has to be known. And 2, volume speaks. So now you got Lloyd who posted this, but now only 2 people object. You don't think Lloyd going to continue? Versus 40 out of the 50 people speak up, there's a higher chance that he would never do this again in any forum, not just in this group, but in any forum, because now the thing is, I ain't got no audience. They feed off of an audience. This is a form of bullying. Bullies feed off of audience. When they feel like they got people on their side, people cheering them on, and your silence and cheer them on, they're going to continue to do this. So no, let's do our part in stopping it.
Okay. I mentioned this yesterday in a meeting, but I'm part. Clearly, I must have seen something that attracted me to the group, and you know, I'm in some pastors group. I remember I was in the thing, and because I'm not on social media. I'm not. I go on, I post, I come up out of there. I don't scroll. I don't do this. I just don't have the time. As much as I would like to see what the rest of the world is doing at times, I just don't have the time. So I was actually on looking for something, and the group popped up, and the question in big words, should women preach? Should women be able to preach?
That was on a pastor's group?
Mm-hmm. Pastors, girl. Pastors. And I'm saying to myself, are we still having this archaic conversation? Are y'all serious? With all the stuff that's going on out here in this world, I don't care where you live in. When we do news stories, we get the backwoods of this place or the city part of that place. Stuff is going on all the place. And now we're trying to figure out, we got a conversation going as to should women be able to preach? Opposed to what? Silence? Or monitoring what I say? So the first question I asked is the first question I had here. Are we really still having this archaic conversation? Mm-hmm. With all that's going on in this world, y'all are still, I don't care why you put it in the group. Because to me, you're not wasting a post. I'm in here minding my own little business, and now I got to see this garbage. And I commented, I didn't, because I felt there were some other points that were more important. So I didn't answer yes or no, but what I did was I challenged certain things, and it's pretty much past the Steph. I just throw stuff in the ring that makes you think, and I got out of it. And my intention was to get out of this group, because you serve no purpose in my life right about now. Here I'm thinking that we're going to get into because like I said, clearly it must have been at one point I saw something that I liked and I joined the group. But now here we are, years later, I'm sure, this was years ago that I joined the group. And I'm like, I got to come up out of here, because this is serving no purpose in my life. I have to defend what God has called me to do. Go away. Get away from me. Cut it out. Is this what you're telling your daughters, your wives? This is what we're doing? So we do need to open up our mouths. We do need to throw our hat in the ring, and we do need to make the decision as to whether we are going to associate or disassociate ourselves. And like you ladies have said, if we're in a group and all of the voices stay silent, that's dangerous. Here's what happened. I actually, before I posted, I went back and read. Well, they all must be in a family, because I did not see one yes. Not one.
Wow.
Not one. Now, I don't need you to defend me, but it showed me your intellect, your understanding as to who God is, your respect for women. See, you just ran a whole host of things for Stephanie. I don't know what it did for anybody else in there, but that's what it did for me. And I said to myself, as a woman, I don't belong in here. Because see, I'm not going to be the one that's staying there and fight. Nah, there are lives out here that need Jesus. And that's who I'm going to dedicate my time and my energy to. I keep telling y'all, I work on only like about 70%. And I'm going to give my 70% to fighting and defending who God has called me to be. Nah. So we've even had people get on this here in this chat room. We talking about apples. You want to know, you coming up in here talking about women shouldn't be pastors. Get away from here. This is not the forum for your nonsense. So you do owe it to the rest of the group and to God. We have been charged to do whatever we do unto God. A post that says dead black kids, blah, blah, blah. How could we as black people allow that to be said and walk off? I don't care if it was another black person. I don't care if it was a young black person, an old black person, a white person, a green person, a Chinese person. It doesn't matter. This here is offensive and it's insensitive. How could you not open up and say, hey, you know what? This is inappropriate. Whether I thought you were a different Tamika when we went to elementary school or high school, whether I thought you were a different Shantice, it doesn't matter. But in this forum, do we let these people know that you're not wanted, that you're not adding anything to the group? How dare you? How dare you say that about any child? I don't care whether it was a dead black child or a dead Native American child. I don't care what it is. This is insensitive. And you don't care about anybody in this room when you felt bold enough to post that. Knowing that there was some black people up in the room, especially? Nah. You couldn't have thought this was going to go.
It's lower than low because you actually put the name on the casket.
Right.
So you didn't care about me at all. Because you acknowledged it by putting my name, or my child's name on the casket. How I mean, like, you don't care what you don't have any type of decorum, even if you felt that way, for you to post it. Absolutely. And for me to be able to have access and see it.
Yep. Dead black kids make the world a better place. Please explain this to me. How does this work in your brain? Kill off all the black children, including your own. So are we killing all the black kids? Is that what we're doing? Even if you felt, I'm with you, Tamika, even if you felt that this killing was justified, and we had people, we talked about it here, who said, oh, we're gonna boycott everything Asian. Everything Asian. We boycotting. We boycotting the nail salon. We boycotting the Chinese restaurant. We boycotting the Chinese fruit stands. We boycotting it all. What are you saying here? to this situation. So even if you agree that, you know what, justifiably, because remember now, that person was found not guilty. So that's why there was this big uproar and protest. So even if you agreed with them, it's your choice to agree with them. But to put something out like that is very insensitive. Tamika says, Mark 16:15, she's quoting, and he said unto them, go ye into the world and preach the gospel to every creature. Absolutely. So I can't waste my time on stupid stuff. Should women preach? I don't see right here where it says, go into the world, men go into the world. I don't see that. I don't see that anywhere in the Bible. So this kind of stuff we talking about here. Serge says, let us have a book that says retarded white kids. Wait, I lost. Retarded white kids don't know no better but shooting schools.
I love it.
Oh my goodness gracious. What would we be up against then, y'all?
Right.
Oh my. Right. Oh, all hell would break loose.
Right.
Oh my goodness gracious. All right, you're right, Serge. It would be an uproar. Absolutely. And Tamika says, how does preaching to my home only save the world?
Also, Pastor Steph, to it, as you were speaking, I was thinking, you know, it also speaks to people who are so impulsive with posting. Be ready for what you're going to get. Because I've come across so many people. I'm like, you took the time to reach for your phone, unlock it, go to the Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whichever app, type in the post, add pictures, hashtags, post it. And then when I go to the comment section to read, because sometimes some posts be so outlandish before I can even comment, I'm like, what did other people say?
Right.
And then the initiator of the post gets mad in the comments and puts, well, how you mad at their comment on your post? So whether you deemed it ignorant or not, this person felt it was ignorant. So now they're commenting. And now you're mad at their thoughts. Didn't you put your thought out there? That was your thought. This is how I feel. I woke up and decided to let the world know how I feel. Now I'm mad that my public feeling is now getting a public response, but it's contrary to my public feeling. So I'm mad that your public feeling to my public post. Right. My pub that I initiated. And I'm like, we're not thinking about this thing. You took the time to make this public. And I really don't understand why people feel like they can do this. So you thought everybody was going to agree with you? You didn't expect any opposition, any backlash, whether you posted something right or wrong. You didn't think you were going to get anything, because there's certain times we feel things, but because we just don't feel like the possible back and forth, we don't put it up. You're not the only one who had a feeling this morning. What made you think out of all the people in the world, you're the only one that had a feeling today? Right or wrong? Breaking a commandment or keeping up with it. Whatever it was, you ain't the only one. We all, listen, I could have thought somebody needed a headstone today. Listen, we're not going to sit here and act like whether it was a child, an elderly person, someone who cut you off in the line. You're not the only one who felt somebody needed a headstone today. But because I allow God to check my thoughts, because whether I post it or not, the thought needs to be checked. So now you're mad that you were impulsive and posted this, and now you getting checked publicly. You brought this on yourself. So how about we all consider the fact that we reach for the devices, we take the time to type, sometimes don't do grammar check, and now we post it, and now we upset that there's opposition. These are the things that come along with putting stuff out there to the public.
I want to go back to what Tamika and KL said. So Tamika was the first one to introduce the fact that I missed it. You didn't wake up, we were in school at 16 and 15. You didn't wake up at 40 and now you feel this way. This is clearly something I missed. What would have been a sign when I was 15 or 16 that he was like this all along? Tamika.
That's a good one, because sometimes it's not so clear cut. Sometimes like I remember one time I was at this workplace, and I came in and I said good morning, and I was speaking to someone who was lighter than me, and his response was, "What's up?" It took me a second because I was like, excuse me, I addressed you as good morning, and your response was, "What's up?" Use it as if I didn't just address you a certain kind of way because I'm expecting that response. Sometimes using colloquialisms when they're not necessary could have been a sign.
I like that. Think about another one, because I'm coming back, girl. I'm coming back. I like that because, we always see the spoofs on TV. We always see the spoofs in a comedy show where they're imitating and they try to imitate us, So they turn their hats backwards and they, yo, dude, whatever they do. And this stuff happens in real life, by the way. It's not just on no TV. And that would be one of the signs that you don't see me just as a person who's saying good morning. You see me as a Black person saying good morning, and you feel you got to go into my Black world in order to say good morning. How many times have you seen the spoofs in a movie or a sitcom, and a Black man walks up to another white man, or to a white man, and holds his hand out, and then he starts giving them that, These are cues, and it may not be malicious, if you will, cues, but these are cues that you kind of looking at this thing a little different. Now, do we all do it in some shape, form, or fashion? But we're talking about on this side. Good morning, Rick. Pick up on the conversation that's taking place, please. I would love for you to join us if you'd like. Shantice, how do you think, what could have been any indication? What could have been an indication that there was somebody in that room, in that chat room, who said, well, you know what? I'm not surprised. That's the way he's always been. It's just really coming out now.
His silence in other conversations. Because there could have been other conversations, other posts. So for this instance, let's say you had someone comment, put a screenshot of a news article up about a young Black child or a Black male being killed unjustifiably, whether it was by police, their peers, whomever. Yo, did you see this? This is crazy. Like, why would they just kill him like that? And he says nothing. Because again, I don't have to be your race I don't have to be in your culture to find something deplorable, to find it unjust, to find it unfair, to feel like justice wasn't served or whatever. You know, I don't have to. You know, when we heard about all the stuff going on in Iran and everything, no, we our hearts may not have bled the same way, but these are still people. These things are happening to people. So yeah, there's like, okay, well, because I'm Iran American, you know, I may be able to feel a little stronger about this versus you, but I'm still able to give some I don't only comment on Black crime. You know, so now this gets just put in a post because regardless of the race, it's just like, yo, did you see this? This is crazy, and you just sitting there quiet. Anytime anything has to do with anyone on this side of the fence, that something has happened to, you have nothing to say. But now that you feel like, oh, justice has been served, this is right, now you're speaking up. No, but I paid attention to all the other times you said absolutely nothing about George Floyd, about Breonna Taylor, about this one, about that one. You said nothing. Oh, the Sean Bell movie came out. Yeah, I remember when that actually took place. It wasn't that crazy. Yeah, the movie actually matched the real life events. You said nothing until it was now time to voice how you agreed with the fact that they were killed. Yeah, your silence, again, says a lot. You ain't all that low, as they would say in the streets. Just because you're not saying anything, a lot of times that speaks louder than the literal words that comes out your mouth.
Okay. I mean, you don't have to insert yourself into every conversation, and there's no mandate on that. But that could be a sign, like you said. You know, we're talking about things that could indicate that this is one of the ways you felt, you know, dead Black kids make for a better world or whatever the thing is. You know, so like I said, you know, you don't have to necessarily dead Black kids make the world a better place. Thank you. You know, what, Tamika, can you think of another indicator, outright or subliminal, that could indicate like, oh, Tamika really felt this way? Wow.
So we're in a setting of all kinds of people, mixed people, you know, of all types of races, where let's just say we decided to go to an event, let's say a workout, you know, all of us are out there, you know, and you're the first one to always mention, you know, that there's a Black person. I'm the only Black person in the room. All of a sudden you mention that it doesn't matter if we're Black or white. Wait a minute, we got all kinds of people. Why did you have to mention that? Like, why does that have to be the verbiage that you address at this particular time? Everybody's here. Nobody said anything about that but you.
I missed something. Do me a favor, and I apologize. Please say that again for me. I'm so sorry.
We went to let's just say a workout, or even if we went out to eat. It's a bunch of us going out to eat. You know how a group setting, you know, and you, the person, has to address, well, you know, we're all here, and it doesn't matter if you're Black or white. And I'm going, I'm the only Black person here. Like, there are other people here, but like, why is that part of our conversation? Why does that even our verbiage? You know, why did that get addressed at this particular point? We're all eating. It doesn't matter. All of us take the fork and put it to our mouth. It's not like I take my fork and stick it here or stick it in my hand. Why did you address that at this point?
You know, sometimes people feel like they're helping, and on the flip side, yeah, it's like, nah, just leave things as it is. I like that one. Because I've seen that happen. It's like you are the minority in the room, and somebody shouts out, you know, somehow or another, a statement like that, and you're like, so was I supposed to take that a certain way? You know, it's like, let's just ignore that. You know, let's not give our time into that. You know, because people do things to stroke their own, you know, emotions and guilt. You know, or how about when people say, oh no, let me Lord, I have to write that down because I'm gonna forget it.
Write it down, please.
Go ahead, Shantice. What you got? What you got?
Oh, also the inserting. Sometimes when you're always speaking up, when you're always speaking up about, and again, when you allow God, you allow Jesus to teach you how to be a people person, you're able to be in whatever setting. You know, so you could be the only white person around a bunch of black people and it would be nothing because you're around people. And it could be the same thing vice versa, but because you're around people. But anytime you always have to voice something that, again, even we come across now with social media being the way it is, we come across content all the time. And you just always seem to be the one to post these things. Like, well, again, we don't need to know how you feel every minute of the day. Like, it's okay. You know, just stop. And there's people who literally do that. And it's like, well, am I all that surprised? Because it doesn't even have to be. So it could have been where this guy, Lloyd, he may not have always posted something in regards to, because you're not going to like rarely post and then this post comes up. A post like this comes up. This comes from someone who posts a lot. So even if you didn't post anything like this a lot, you're always posting something.
Something, right.
Yes, you're always posting. Because
right, you ain't like, busting out of nowhere. Right. Ain't nobody heard from you in 9 months, and then you gonna come out and post that. I agree.
Right. Well, now that I feel this way about this, no, you always posting something. And again, when you're in a group, again, getting along well with others, when you're in a group, you learn to make room for other people to initiate conversations, initiate content, initiate posts, however, whatever words you want to use. You make room for that. This is someone who's kind of used to dominating the group, dominating the forum. He probably started the group. He's probably one of the administrators. who has to clear everybody else's post. You've been in them Facebook groups where you like, yo, I want to post this now, but then you gotta wait for them. Okay, well then forget it, because by the time you finally log on, check my post, the post is irrelevant now because this content is relevant to right now. It's not gonna be relevant tomorrow. You know, so he's probably one of the ones who do that. You're the one who screen everybody else's posts, but now this gets front and center. So pay attention to how often people post and how often people dominate conversations and the circle, because then you bust out with this and it's like, well, is it really all that surprising?
All right. You know, I'm going to throw this in and then I'm going to continue it in my closing. But here's what I wanted. When you're in a group and people say, I feel so bad for you people.
Wow. Exit stage left.
Oh my gosh. I feel so bad, you know, y'all went through all that slavery. And you know, justice isn't, it's just that they just don't treat you right.
Again, you don't know how to be around just people.
Why are you talking to me about this? That ain't a me and you conversation. Listen to me. Tamika, you gonna tell me you ain't never had nobody say nothing like that around you?
I didn't know. I had no idea that you suffered, that your people had suffered so long that you went through.
Yes.
What can I do? How can I help?
Yes.
Can I provide some resources? Is there something that I need to, you know, is there a way that I can help? You know, is there something?
Yes.
Ma'am, sir.
Yes.
That's why I had my mouth covered, because I was just like, I used to go through this almost every day at this workplace that I worked at. And that was when I was transitioning to natural. So
okay. I was going to say about the hair. I was going to bring that up. Yes.
I went through this whole process of trying to fit in. And at that time I was doing wigs and trying to straighten everything out. And then one day I was like, okay, I can't do this anymore. And when I had been there for years, she'd seen me. And then it was like I came in and it was almost as if I wasn't the person that you had been seeing. And then it became that conversation. And then every day it was something. Oh, I like that outfit. Is that Kentaklaw?
Oh no.
So, I love your earrings. They're so authentic. They're so ethnic.
Yeah.
When I say that you're hitting a real bad nerve, when you said that, I went through it for years, and I was I can't do it. I can't live this life. So just like, you being on your chat, I had to quit the job because I couldn't take it, because you are my superior in that time. So when you said that, that's why I was having my mouth covered, because I'm like, I'm dealing with trauma here. Jesus saved me.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Or they see like a little, they like something happened with a black kid, and they're like, oh, those poor black babies.
This is beautiful. What is that? Velvet?
I thank God for my former life that I'm not living.
Oh my gosh. I tell you.
It's true. It happens a lot working at the US Open, because you have such a flux of different people coming, people from out of state, everywhere. And because it was a 2-week tournament where you barely had time to shower in between shifts, I would have to either keep my hair braided or twisted or something, because there was no time to really do your hair. You're talking about at least 12 to 16 hour shifts a day for 2 weeks straight. So I will go in, and anyone who knows me knows when I did my box braids and stuff, they would be long, and sometimes I may wear it down today, tomorrow I may wear it up or something, and it would just be, oh wow, that is beautiful. Who did it? What kind of hair? And not for nothing, that helped me make my tips. So it was like, be amazed. Be amazed. What you need me to have on it tomorrow? You need the beads on it tomorrow? I will go. And if that means I get to swipe this black card again, by all means, be amazed. Okay? Because you know what, too? It was also as cringing as it is, a lot of times, like when you really sit and think about it, because sometimes you count your tips, like, are you amazed at the parts? Like, what is amazing about this? But you know what? Again, it's the admiration. Because we're so versatile, and we're not the only ones, but we're the ones who we get to take something that's so, and just make it look so without even trying. So now here it is. That's why it's like, you're amazing. We looking like, but that's just a regular part. Listen, okay.
All the parts go in the same direction.
Right.
All the braids look the same.
But I just did that cornrow on the way here. Okay. No problem. But it's just so amazed, because it's like, wow, you just took something that is whatever and just made it into this beauty. Where to us, it's like, girl, this is a rush job. You don't even know that half these box braids ain't even done in the middle, whatever. But again, it's the amazement. And sometimes it's like, bless your little heart, because sometimes you just don't understand that your amazement can be taken as like disrespect.
Yeah, there's some people there's some black people that don't put your hand in my hair.
Right.
Don't be touching my hair. Stop staring. No, wait. They get up and close, and they be.
And some will ask. Some have asked, can I touch? Wait. No.
It's like, do you need glasses just to see my head? Yes, Tamika. Yes, they be all up in it. And I have to say, it's never been done to me, because I ain't no hair person. I tell y'all in a minute, I ain't no hair person. I ain't never no hair person. But I have personally witnessed, and I've seen people impulsively go to put their hand in, and the person is like, yo, yeah. and you feel so bad, because it's like, they're innocent. They don't even know. It's like, no, that you don't do that. That ain't happening.
That'll get you got. You want to learn about the culture? That's one of the quickest way to learn about this culture. Go ahead and just walk up on one of us and touch our hair.
Okay. Miss Grace says. Wait, hold on one second. Miss Grace says, I went dread for 12 years, and everybody used to want to touch my hair, and my hair was down my back. People are so amazed. It's very true. It's very true. What did you say? What were you going to say, Tamika?
Two things along the same line. One of the things that people say, oh, you're so well spoken.
Oh my gosh, yes.
You're not speaking English?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Then the other thing is, why are we always the funniest person in the, like nobody else has a joke? That was so funny. And I'm going, that wasn't funny. I just said blah, blah, blah.
You've been hanging around them too long.
I told you I live life of trauma. I thank God for deliverance.
Oh my gosh. I didn't even think about that one. They said, you speak very well. And I'm looking like, I'm sorry. What did you think was another language? Now, I could cuss because my mama's name was Ernie. Would you like that?
You're right.
I'm fluent and I could bring it. But it's like, and then like you said, they're like, wow. And I'm like, well, where did you think I came from? I'm from America. I can speak. I'm an adult. I know how to verbalize things. What did you think of me? Girl, I forgot all about that one. Oh my goodness. Those were two good ones that will definitely lead me to say, yo, thank you for your contribution into today's conversation, ladies. And we pray you have a blessed day. Woo!
Good day.
All right, thank you.
Everybody.
Don't I tell you we always end with a whoo? Yo, 2 hours of this is like explosive. We're looking at something that is deplorable. This post was deplorable on any day, at any time, in any group. It's deplorable. It's insensitive. It's disrespectful. You could continue to run the list. And, we didn't really veer off, but we kind of shifted a little bit as to, there were people literally in this Facebook group who were really ultimately shocked. They felt that this came out of nowhere. Like, how in the world did he say that? Oh my goodness, we never thought he felt that way. And I'm saying to myself, I'm sorry. Ain't nowhere in the world. You went to school with this person. And now here we are, full-blown adults with all kinds of experiences and, life-changing experiences and things that have altered our lives, so forth and so on. Ain't nowhere in the world you just bust out with this. Pastor Steph always tells you a big mess was once a little mess. There's some things you just don't grow into. It's there. And that's why I wanted to bring up the signs. And I used the signs here, but are we looking for signs, period? Are we just living life and stuff just flowing all by, passing us by, and we're oblivious and we in la la land? No, you better wake up and pay attention. Wake up and pay attention to your surroundings. Wake up and pay attention to those who labor among you. Pay attention and watch what you're surrounded with. Because let me tell you something. Ain't nobody grown busting out with nothing these days. that they have not indicated that have been going on with them all that time. I have sat with people for the first time and know that's who you are. I'm listening and I'm watching everything you say and do. And I told y'all from years, I could make a lot of money being a body linguist. Trust me, all I gotta do is watch you. I'm very intent. I listen intently. I catch stuff other people. And just because I don't say nothing, you don't know what I'm catching. But boy, people really tell who they are. And for you to be in a group, and others have said, well, they were like that all along. Now they just really coming out and say that. What does that say to you? And it goes back to what Pastor KL said. I'm mad because I didn't pick it up. Because I am aware that these people are not just waking up and that's who they are today. No. But you know what? What are we paying attention to? That's the question. That's the same way the enemy is working his web all around us. Oh, we're going to pass that off. We ain't going to pay no attention to that. Oh, they didn't mean that. Oh, all the while, the enemy is working his web all around you so that you caught and you can't get out of it. Now you're going to have to work extra hard to prove who you are, to prove your point. Because, I'm so tired of hearing grown people say, I really didn't say anything because I didn't know if it was the right time. And the sirens are going off, the bells and whistles and all the red lights. And what were you waiting for? What were you waiting for? If that wasn't the right time, come on. So we need to make sure, as Shanti says, she hates this saying, and it says, stay woke. Stay aware, be aware, be sober, be vigilant. Now, the word of God says be sober and vigilant because the enemy is prowling around like a lion, and it goes on like that. But if I stop and say, be sober, be vigilant, you could actually fill the rest of that in with other things. That's how people catch you out there. My father used to always say, they caught you with your pants down. Oh, goodness gracious. And that's exactly what's happened. They caught you and you didn't have a chance to get yourself together because you weren't paying attention, because you were underestimating, because you were focused on this and you weren't focused on that. Baby, I pick up everything. It's very, 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 is it very rare. If I'm in the room, I'm not picking up. You ain't even got to be talking to me, but I'm catching all that. And I understand that God has me like that by virtue of what I do. I can't be the last person in the room who picks up things if God has put me in this position as Pastor Steph. Because when when God gave me the ministry, he made it very well known. He said, this will not be a traditional church. This will not be a traditional ministry. He said, you're going to be involved with their lives. Married life, parenting, employee, this thing, that thing, how to get away with a murder. It's going to be everything. It's going to be, his exact words were, I am giving you a holistic ministry. And boy, he never lied. When I tell you, people, well, Pastor Steph, Miss Steph, such and such a thing. And I'm like, wow. And I realize God has already given me how to deal with you, has already given me how I need to respond to you. And as we talked the other day, 99% of the time, I'm always sending you back to him. I'm really not giving you the, straight out advice. I used to have 2 young ladies in the church, and they used to come and ask me things. And by virtue of what God has me do and how he has me direct them, ultimately, I always send you back to God. I give you something to think about, ask you questions, and send you back to God. And they used to always say, "Why you just can't tell us what to do?" And I said, because I'm not going to always be around. I can't tell. What happens when you get to a point where you're really relying on me telling you what to do and I'm off in Siberia somewhere ministering? Number two, you need to develop your relationship with God. Go to God and find out how He wants you to maneuver. I'm not going to tell you what to do, because not only that, but the third thing is, if I tell you what to do and it works out wrong, where you coming? You coming knocking on my door, and we ain't having that. So take the word of God, utilize it according to how it's given, and make sure you take that to God so that you clearly understand what you're reading, how to apply it. That's wisdom. Having the facts is not being wise. Being wise is what you do with the facts. And only God can give you wisdom. You don't have that on your own. You don't get that on your own. Oh my goodness, you're so smart. No, I'm only smart because I know what to do with the information that I have. Because if my mother used to call him an educated fool. Some people so smart till they stupid. It's like, you got all this sense, but you don't know, and you making all these stupid moves. There was one person I used to say that to all the time. When you sit back and you listen to them talk, you be like, wow, they're really smart. But they're here doing the dumbest stuff. How does that even work? You don't even feel off knowing that you know better, but you ain't doing better. Would sit and tell you, this is the way it's supposed to go. I know what it's supposed to, how it's supposed to work. And I know what we're supposed to do as people. And you over here doing what? So there are people who have a lot of smarts, intellect. But if you don't know what to do with it, that's where the wisdom will, a lack of wisdom will take you down. So coming back to draw this all together for you, was it wise for you to blurt out in this group what that said? So ultimately, like I think it was Shanti said, you didn't care about anybody else in the group. You don't really love anybody in this group, because you would automatically understand that you would be offending people in this group. Not only that, my thing is, okay, so why do other ethnicities of children have a value in this world and our Black children don't? That if they were all dead, it would make for a better place, but leave all the other nationalities, and now this world is going to become what? What are we keeping as Black children? What are we keeping this world from being or becoming? So you have to flush all that out for me. I'm not the one that just takes stuff and like, oh, okay. No, you got to flush all that out for me. Help me understand where you are, because I need to understand where you are, because I'm dealing with people every day. So I need to know the signals. I need to know the typical way people think. How can I service God's people when I done spent all my time up in the bedroom reading my Bible and I ain't never came out? Reading my Bible, praying, and listening to my gospel music, but I ain't did nothing else. I don't do anything else. Nothing. Which brings me to our annual conference. Oh my goodness. Yep, I'm shifting gears. We now have, as of July 2nd, we are 23 days away from a wonderful community prayer and awareness walk. It is so essential that you join us. especially because we're going through so much as a world. Your world ain't no different than my world. My world is no better or different than your world. 23 days before we putting our walking shoes on, and we're going to pound the pavement of Jamaica, Queens, and just send out the alarm that, yo, it's time for us to come together. Let's get this thing done. Because it ain't going to take no one group of people, no black people, just the white people, just the Asians, just the, this one. No, it takes all of us, because all of us are suffering. We have 17 health and social awarenesses that you can actually walk for. So it's not a global, it's not like the MS, or it's not like cancer walks, it's not, and those are beautiful, and they have just set the tone for, what we do. And we're so grateful that we have the opportunity to actually, have those existing, so we could join everybody who's been affected or who wants to support cancer. But here is a little different. We're doing a prayer and awareness walk, the first that I have ever heard of, where we are going to globally look at all of the trauma that we are going through as individuals, we are going through as families, and we are going through as communities, we are going through as cities, at what we're going through as states, and what we are going through as a nation, and what we are going through as in a world. We are not just, all that great in one part of this country than we are the crime a little better, or is he a little, the numbers are a little lower. Yes, but we all are suffering right now. All of us are suffering right now in one way or another. And we must get out here, and we must get in this community. It is enough for us, enough of time that's been spent behind the church walls. People are not coming into church the way they used to. That has been a decline for a long time. And COVID just opened up the gates to, I can watch TV and get my salvation from on the TV. I don't have to move out my bed with my bonnet, my pajamas, my tank top, I ain't got to move. God gonna meet me where I am. And there's a bigger message that God is trying to say. We need to rally together. The best part about this is we're grouping up. As we walk, we're in groups. So if I've gone through something, with maybe my sister, or my brother dying of cancer, there's somebody walking beside me who can now hold my hand and help me get through that thing. I'm not talking as we walking, you talking about cancer and you talk about domestic violence. We're unifying here, even for a quick moment. We're taking and we're walking hand in hand. And, we have already dealt with everybody dealing with everybody's issue. But that's the problem, because a lot of people don't feel heard. A lot of people don't feel like somebody's paying attention to me. Well, as of July 25th, we will be paying attention to you. To you. We are going through the streets. We are calling out the community, because guess what? The community needs to be a part of this prayer. If I have to hear one more time somebody tell me I don't know how to pray, open up your mouth, start talking to God. That's all you got to do. That's all you have to do. But guess what? We'll be an example that day. That day will be an example. That day we can help a person who doesn't pray, who doesn't know how to pray, understand the power of prayer. Understand that, if I just stand with other people who are going through what I'm going through and they're praying, This thing is a little different. So there's a wonderful day that God has planned, once we get to the park, because everything is going to be held outside. Beautiful greenery. There will be music, there will be dancing, there will be fashion. We're going to be doing mild face enhancements. Let me tell you something. A lot of churches, especially Sabbath-based churches, they're going to get their mind blown, because I'm going to tell you something. God has me doing a whole lot that they're going to be like, do we do that? I'm talking about Sunday churches who have spoken to me, people who worship on a Sunday, who are like, well, we don't do that, and we don't do this, and we don't wear makeup, and we don't do that, and we don't wear wigs. Yo, there are people suffering with alopecia. There are people who have suffered because of chemo. They've lost their hair. This is a day where we are doing good. We are helping to bolster who we are. You may have gone through something, but am I my brother's keeper? Am I my sister's keeper? Yes, I am. And that's the day we're going to come out of ourselves. We're going to come out of what we want to do. We're going to come out of what we want to see happen. And we're going to go with what God has said. I'm bringing you all together because I need you who have to help those who don't have. And can I tell you something? We're all in that, because I can't walk. I cannot. Some people say, just you put that up in prayer. Listen, I'm sorry. Stop talking to me like that. I know my capabilities. I know what I am able to do. If I do that 1 mile walk, there will be no Pastor Steph. My body will suffer so badly, instantaneously. And we ain't talking about later, when my body really comes back and reminds me, you took that mile walk. So I bring that up because we are all helping one another. You understand? God gave me the concept of the prayer and awareness walk, but he knew I would not be personally walking. But what I have done was, by his guidance, put this whole thing together with a team of people so that we can service one another. So you are servicing Pastor Steph, because my desire is to be out on that street. And unfortunately, right now, that ain't happening. Now, how God moves and turns his body around is something different. But as of today, that ain't happening. But you better believe I will be busting my behind right in that park to ensure that everybody has what they need. You feed me in ways you would never imagine feeding me. And that day we get to feed one another. We're stepping out of what we want, and we're now servicing the community. That's our charge for that day. And what God has given me is that's just the beginning. I'm going to connect you where this will be an ongoing thing in many shapes, forms, and fashions. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see how God is going to launch this movement of people of God coming together to service. Some of us have food pantries. Some of us have clothes giveaways. Some of us, we have a soup kitchens. Some of us do this, some of us do that. Well, that day we're all coming together, all on one ground. We're all walking to land on one ground, where we're going to be able to bless one another in many shapes, forms, and fashions. So I'm excited. 23 days. We started back in January, and we are now down to 23 days. You have got to come out and join us. God has really put together a wonderful day. We had to extend the t-shirt deadline. So those of you who did not get your t-shirt, you still have a couple days where you can get that done, but we must shut it down soon, because we need to do other things. We can't be producing shirts and doing all the stuff, and then other things, are not taken care of. So we will, but by the grace of God, you have now been given a couple of days. By the mercy of God, you've been given a couple of days. So, there's some things that are being worked out on the, in the background, and we'll be able to, if all goes well, by the grace and mercy of God and what He has, we'll be able to bring you some new developments. And we're working hard. Everybody is working hard. We want to saturate Jamaica Queens as much as possible. And here's what the bigger plan is. July 25th, God Spare Our Life, is Jamaica Queens. Are you interested in doing this in your neighborhood, in your city, in your state? There's no reason why we can't pack up and come to you. So it's just on our side on July 25th. But are we going to Jersey? Are we going to Massachusetts? Are we going to hit up Pastor Kim out in Detroit? Are we going to hit up Elder Natisha in Chicago? Are we going to hit up Pastor KL in Alabama? Are we doing these things? Brother Ainsley travels back and forth to and from Georgia. Are we hitting him up in Georgia? Are we hitting him up in Brooklyn? This is just the beginning, not the end, just beginning. So come on. I mean, it is going to be an amazing day. We have not had one conference, not one, where people have not just been amazed. I even had someone say to me last year, because I'm about aesthetics as well. I'm not about quality of talking. I'm about quality of presentation, the whole thing. And I actually had someone say to me last year, because we worked, oh my God, did we work? The vision that it was hard to put this vision together because there was some aesthetically problems that I had with the location. And I was like, no, I can't, we can't look at this. We can't showcase this. And that team worked their fingers to the bone. And when I tell you, that place was absolutely beautiful. And someone said to me, you know what, Pastor Steph, I really appreciate you. You went even as far as to make this place look beautiful. And they had never even been there before. They said, this is how we know you love God's people, because not only was there quality in the presentations from the speakers and activities and dancing and singing, there was quality even in the aesthetics of the room. We took simple things. And when I walked in, this is the third year I've walked in. Well, second year I walked in and I was like, am I in the same place? Because we worked hard in putting together the vision as it is in heaven, now on earth. God gave a vision that I wouldn't even realize, that someone who had not even been in the place came and said to me, this was an amazing day, Pastor Stephanie. Amazing. The women speaking were amazing. The dancing was amazing. The kids were amazing. The singing was amazing. The activities, the interaction was amazing. But what really, really got me was when you went the extra mile. This is what she said. Ain't got nothing to do with Pastor Steph. You went the extra mile. So when I tell you that when God puts this group in charge, we ain't playing. We're not playing. We're going to put it up, because that's what God wants us to do. Because little would I know that people would pay attention to that. People pay attention to everything. People pay attention to everything. And I was so grateful to God at that point, even more so that, wow, I fussed over this thing. Oh my goodness. And they were throwing stuff at me, They was like, how about we do that? And I was like, I like that, but just not where I go. So let's infuse it. I mean, it was a lot. You would not have known that was the same place. I was like, oh my gosh, this really looks like a garden. That's what we wanted. That's the vision that God gave me. And that's what we tried to push. And it's important. It's important to follow what God has told you to do just for responses like that. I was so happy. And I went home and I said, God, I thank you for your spirit that pushes me into obedience. Your spirit that says, you know what? I don't care what you have to do. You are going to get it done. Don't stop. Don't stop 15 minutes short, Stephanie. Don't stop 5 minutes short. Go the distance, girl, because it's going to matter. It matters. It matters. It matters. And I can't speak for how everyone else does stuff and how your vision comes through and, you know, what God wants you to do. I can't speak for you. I can speak for this. And we're gonna work until God says it's done. So I promise you, you will not be disappointed. You will not be disappointed. So come on out. You know, Shantice, she told me the other day, I don't have my glasses on, so she told me the number was floating across the screen. So the number should be there for you. And I do have people who are using that phone number. So, you know, come on, use the phone number right along with them. Order your shirts. You still have a couple more days to order your shirts. And don't be no last minute Charlie. Stop it. Stop it. Stop talking about what you want to do. We have plans to do. Just simply do it. The world is moving and it will move without you. So get it done. If this is on your heart to participate, then get it done. You know, there was a conversation a couple of times about being uniformed. That's essential. That's essential. Uniformity. And all we're asking is $12. So for $12, you're getting a t-shirt, a flag, food, entertainment, or however you want to put it, you know, just a whole day of activities for $12. Listen, I sent Shantice to the store the other day to get me two pack of Blue Mentos. That $10 bill was no longer a whole $10 bill. And it was much less change than what I have seen in other times purchasing 2 packs of Blue Mentos. You spend that at the corner store. So come on. Don't miss out. You've been watching It's Due Time with Pastor Steph. Join us Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. where we discuss matters of the heart, mind, and spirit. As you go through your day, be sure to set your mind on things that are above, not on things that are on the earth. They will only serve as a distraction. Remember, prayer changes things. It's Pastor Steph signing off, and I want to thank my Due Time crew for always coming through big time. Thank you for hanging out with us and keeping that chat room alive. Please do not miss this opportunity right now to take Jesus as your personal savior. Please do not miss this opportunity right now to strengthen that relationship with the Lord, because later ain't promised to any of us. And you don't want to be caught. My grandmother used to say, you know, who says you're going to have a chance to take your boots off? You got to be ready, because we don't know. And we're not talking just about ready when Jesus comes, because a lot of us will not be here when Jesus comes. But you need to be ready, because you don't know your last day. You don't know when God's going to close your eyes, and that's real. So come on, let's make sure that, you know, we accept Jesus as our personal savior. And if we've already done so, utilize the rest of the time in our life to strengthen that relationship in the Lord, because we don't want to definitely be caught off guard. Until tomorrow, God spares. It's iffy. I'm letting you know we are supposed to, you know, we're funeralizing family. So we're trying to get that together. If so, we will not be on, because both Shantice and I will be going. So just watch out for the Facebook post. If not tomorrow, God spares, on Monday, make sure to hit that notification bell. Make sure you subscribe, so that anytime we load up here on It's Due Time with Pastor Steph, or for any one of our many, many, many ministries that are on this channel, a Closer Walk Christian Media Network. We got a lot of stuff coming through this channel. Make sure you are subscribed. Until then, God spares. I love